show you the difference of the ones that are actually starting to sprout. I mean, you guys, the tiniest bit of moisture and it's a little bit black. And then you've got ones like this that are so bone dry, almost gray, and they're not showing me any growth at all. Have I ever told you that dahlias are divas? This is what I mean. So storing dahlias can be a little bit tricky with their moisture. So I have 3 examples here. This one is almost too wet. So it's kind of dark black, and it's a good thing I checked on it because it didn't rot, but I think that I might need to add some more dry in there. So I have some eyes poking out, I've got roots, and it is not rotten. It's still got some firmness to it. But if I had left it in that, I might have had a rotten one. So what I'll do, I'll show you in a second, is I'm going to add some dry soil to this to try to get the moisture right, okay? This one right here is just about perfect. So the color, if you can see the difference between this color and that is dark black, so the moisture's a little bit too much. This one has kind of a brown, dark brown. I do have some shoots coming up. Let's pull out this tuber and see what's happening with it. So I can feel moisture. It is not sopping wet at all. I live in a desert, so you'll have to keep that into consideration. We have no humidity in our air. But this one is doing pretty darn good. And we have hard tubers. So this is kind of the example of what you want. Okay, now let me show you the other example. So we've got too wet, just right. And this one, it's a good thing I caught it again. Check on your tubers. Even when you're trying to wake them up, you still gotta check on them. This guy is shriveling up. He is starting to shrivel and get a little bit too dry. I don't know if he's even viable because I don't know if I see an eye. If you guys see an eye, go ahead and point it out to me. I'm not sure if that's an eye, you know, but I think I might need to add a little bit of moisture. Want to see the color of the dirt? So this color is almost gray. If you can see the difference between these colors. Too dry. Let's pull you down. Just right. You see the difference between those two? You got almost gray, you got kind of light brown, and then you've got dark black. So which one's too dry? The one in the middle. So let me show you this comparison. I thought it was pretty cool. It helped me out. So you've got too dry, that's your color of too dry. That's your color of just about perfect. And that's your color of too dark. See the dark black? I really hope this helped you guys out. It sure helped me out. So I am going to go through all of my dahlia tubers that I am waking up, and let me show you what you do if you want to make it more of a perfect consistency of more like this, then this, and that. All right, let me put these away. So hopefully I didn't mess them up too bad. I might have to look back at the video to tell you which one went to which. You guys can laugh at me. Which one does this one go to? Which one does this one go to? Which one does this go to? I'll be back in a minute. That was silly. I was able to find them by looking back. So this one goes into here. And this is the one that we said was too... This is the one that we said was too wet. So what I'm going to do is right behind it, I have a bag of dry potting soil. I'm going to take a little bit of dry potting soil and I'm going to put some in there. And then I'm going to mix it a little bit with my hand. And then that consistency will dry out just a little bit and not be so wet that it causes rot. I hope that helps. Okay, we're going to put that one aside because that one looks good. Okay. Now the next one that was super dry that needed help, let me show you what I'm going to do with this one. So we have, and some of them I had just thrown in without getting rid of any of their roots. Getting rid of the roots is better. Okay, hopefully this isn't a crazy angle, But I wanted to show you, here is the dry one. Super dry, super shriveled up. The color is different. And the color of the bag is almost gray. It's so dry. So what we're gonna do with this one is I'm going to put this down for a minute. I'm gonna grab my water. We don't want to soak it. We just want to put a little bit of water in it. So I'm gonna do like 3 squirts. I live in Utah, guys. Your humidity is going to be different than mine. I have no humidity. So I am going to put some, I'm gonna fill, I'm gonna see the color. I hope you guys can see in the bag while I'm doing this. Maybe I'll try to, let's do that and see if that helps. That's better. Okay, so I think I'm gonna squirt it maybe 1 or 2 times more. This is a new thing for me, but I just wanted to show you what I've noticed. I noticed these different colors from gardening. I garden a lot. Now let's hopefully we didn't make it too wet, but I don't think so. So, all right, I'm gonna stir this up. Hopefully you can see me stirring it up all the way to the bottom. I'm gonna stir this all the way up to the bottom until I get a good consistency. The humidity is also going to depend on, I have these little pieces in there. The humidity is also going to depend on if you shut this or leave it open. So, you know, there's a lot of factors. But I think it's a better color, it's a better feel. We're gonna take this, we're gonna stick him back in there. We're gonna put him a little bit like in the middle of it. And then we're gonna cover back up. So that's what you do for one that is too dry. Okay, now the one that was just right. These are pretty firm. I don't feel a lot of moisture. I do feel some moisture in the roots though. Wonder if you can see that. So, okay, so I don't feel a lot of moisture on the actual tubers, but I do feel some moisture in the roots. And the bag looks very, let's look at the very bottom of it and see the moisture content. So see the color is pretty good. I've got a big, look at that huge piece of, I'm gonna take that out. Okay, so this one's about perfect. This one is about pretty perfect. The moisture is not, I mean, there's hardly any moisture in this. It's pretty hard to describe what I'm feeling. You need to kind of just experiment and get the feel for how moist it needs to be. The color and the weight help. So how heavy it is and how dark the soil is also helps. And then you put your finger in there and it's pretty lightly moist. Okay, so that's about perfect. And this guy is happy. Do you see my tuber putting on all these shoots? It's waking up, it's happy, it's not rotting, and it's not drying out. Look at this gorgeous happy flower. Bumble rumble. Oh, I love you. Not picking up how dark they are. These ones are called Lights Out. And here they are next to some cosmos. Yep, that makes it darker. That's a dark cosmos. Holy crap. Lights Out. I like this one. Wow, that's pretty.